All right, peace, peace. What's going on? Good morning, good morning. Good morning. Welcome back to the stream. Who's in the building? Who's here? We are gonna be all right. We gonna be all right. All right. Welcome back, everybody. Song was just hitting in my head just now. Just had to play this. Manny, what's happening? Hero of the day. Good morning. Happy New Year. It's cooking, man. We're cooking a little bit. It looks like it's cooking, though. Spy. Mark is cooking. To the downside. Bring out Elmo fire. Elmo on fire out here. But this what tends to happen when GME is about to squeeze. Or AMC is about to squeeze, or vice versa. One of the two. But now there was some data that came out this morning for e-com stuff. Dropped the market from 597 all the way down. Right back to the uptrend. So we'll see how this plays out. All right, little established uptrend on the market. Yeah, after that move we played yesterday, very good move to the upside. Everybody's watching the head and shoulders. NVDA did the thing, pushed everything up. And now we're back within this range. All right, still playing an uptrend. Market's not dead. However, it did take a pullback based upon what was happening with the overall news situation. So in terms of a possible pop back up, it's probably the good spot to do it. GME, great spot to do it. $32.12. We experienced a little pop yesterday. Congratulations if you guys caught the pop or saw the pop and took advantage of it and made some aggressive moves on your positions. Yeah, but right now I think we're in a good spot. This had to happen from a technical perspective, and it also had to happen because that's what the SPY does, what the market makers do, is they want to pull this thing down. They didn't want to see this breakout. So again, first and foremost, I'm going to say appreciate everybody stopping in as usual. Could have chosen to be anywhere else, but you're here with me. Totally appreciate you for it, man. I'm going to post this real quick in one more place in case anybody wants to pop up, swing through, say what's up. Hopefully everybody's having a decent week, decent weekend, back for the new year, 2025, all this good stuff, as I mentioned before and always will mention. Peace and blessings to everybody again for a new and prosperous new year, all right? So, GME. Yeah. All right, so basically, let's talk about it, right? We'll talk about that. You obviously can see AMC as well having some reactions to it. Our reactions to how GME moves as well. Nothing really outside of what AMC is supposed to be doing at this point, but we did hit 413 this morning, which is excellent. Right back out of the threes, which you wanted to see. Let's see 1 second here, and then now you have the GME chart starting to bounce. Give me 1 second. I actually probably check my position real quick. Hold on a minute. But again, appreciate everybody. Once again, make sure you hit that like and subscribe if you're new to the channel. We'd love to continue having you going forward. All right, but let's go to the 5 minute real fast on this. But I love the bounce so far off of GME on this level and back above 32.12. I'm going to call it 32.12 a money line, as well as 32.28
Take a look at this
on GME. So do pay attention to that. Those areas back above 32.28. I think we have a good shot to head it right back up to 33 bucks. That would be nice. That'd be ideal. We want to break the pre-mark, the highs of yesterday in order to start to see continuation. A lot of activity going on the $35 calls for the. I don't know, it seems like things are happening for the end of this week. I can't see any other way. But in terms of what the chart looks like, it needs to break about 33.50 in order for us to start seeing some major pushes up towards like $37 to $40. Very possible. Right now, my target in the short term. All right, just did a little bit of a retracement before getting on this stream here with you guys here. I'm looking at 35.97. All right, 35.97 is a major spot that I'm looking for hitting prior to. So there's a good reason for it. That why those $35 calls are in place on the market on this particular stock. But 33.50 is a number. All right, you break 33.50, which we probably will very fast. I mean, we can start to see that area happen quickly. Something about the $32 area on GME. They just don't like it up here. They're not a fan of it. They don't want it up here. Still a lot of bearish sentiment on the stock, even though the stock seems to be getting more and more comfortable in this range. I mentioned in the past that we'll probably never see $20 again, and we haven't seen it in weeks now, excuse me. So if you've been doing your thing down there in the $20 range, I think that should come true. But overall, I think we're still heading upwards. So do position yourself accordingly. Be careful. Take your profits when you do have them. And yeah, we'll watch GME start doing the thing. AMC will be behind it somehow. I would just prefer some news to come out to go along with it. You see what news can do for you. If you guys have noticed Fubo, that'd be nice. That'd be excellent if we could see Fubo do a little something, do something like Fubo did recently. Fubo went up 300% in like a day. So, I mean, we need that. Like, we need something like that on AMC. I mean, let's do that. 330%, 345% over a 1 day period. That'd be nice. But this is with a good amount of news from hopefully Adam Aaron or somebody. All right, that'll turn this thing around to push it like that. Maybe there's a partnership we don't know about. Maybe there's some details that are not being shared with us here. But that'd be nice. So I'm watching the SPY real quick. As usual, we mentioned this a couple times in the past. The descending broadening wedge pattern. All right, off of the more recent situation that we have here on the SPY. The underside is generally going to be a resistance or a support. All right, so right now you're bouncing off this resistance, off the support, excuse me. So that would have been a great area to enter in some calls if you want to try to play a reversal. But again, you want to be careful with those types of plays. But right now it does seem like we're starting to bounce. Trying to catch knives, you got to be willing to risk it all. And, the point is not to lose money, it's to make money. So be careful doing that. But ultimately, it does look good for a potential bounce and reversal from this range. All right, so watch this spot here. Also can look at this as if you include the after hours or pre-market situation. All right, you have a harmonic style pattern here. And there's different ways you can look at this, but ultimately right now at this point, you have a retracement and a move back up potential here. So congrats to anybody if you were able to catch this and watch it and actually see a reversal opportunity. Back above the 382 on this retracement here. 592.28 could take you back up as high as 594 and maybe back to 595, retesting 236. Highly possible. So you have a target 1 and a target 2 in this situation off of this particular pattern. Let's see here. Ooh, chart wise, let's see what you got here, Dom. Dom, I like it. I like that, Dom. Let's do more of that. Let's go back to GME since that's what the conversation is all about. Let me see what else popped in here on the stream while we going to swim through a couple of things. All right, Oaks, what's happening? Time to go shopping, straight bloodbath? Yes, it is. Got to shop during these times. This is what it's all about. Blood in the streets, pick up for cheaps. Bars. Nah, but definitely I do believe the market's still pretty bullish. Congratulations to everybody, all the NVDA holders that were able to get back up this week. I still think I see positivity. They're going to double top it. That's pretty common. It just exacerbated. The move down has now been exacerbated because of the fact that we have the details that came out with Ecom to push this thing back down to 140. All right, I still am in the belief you are just retesting. Everybody and their mom was watching this Head and Shoulders to play out, which it did not, which I'm still in the belief that we still have to head to 180. And also on the SPY, we still got to head to 620. Until that happens, I'm still bullish on the market. At that point, I will no longer be bullish. I'll start thinking bearishly, but there's several reasons for that. But we did get the details from Jensen yesterday. Some good stuff that came out with that, which obviously sent this thing up to new all-time highs in pre-market. Did not hold, or is going to show up as a new all-time high on the books because we actually did touch it during market hours. This is now 153.15. All right, 13. Excuse me. So we are at new all-time highs. We did touch new all-time highs on NVIDIA. There was a pattern that worked out within the uptrend. Same old, descending broadening wedge. Broke out of it at about 142, sent it up to retest and double top at about 153. Coming back now down now to retest the breakout, which is pretty common. Nothing outside of the norm with that, even though it feels like it's crazy. Nothing outside of the idea for retesting a breakout, which is again roughly about 141, 140. And then we probably could start seeing some kind of retracement back up or retest and start to curl back up for another push in order to start to attempt to break the all-time high currently. But I think in this range, you're in the buy zone. Got to give it time, though, because, again, the broader market's going to have the last say-so for a while before it actually starts to make a move. So kind of pay attention to it here for a continuation. Hey, what's happening, Muhammad? Happy New Year, my brother. Welcome back, man. All right. Let's see what else we got going on here. So SPY reversing pretty hard, heading right back up, as we mentioned, off that pattern. All right. Interestingly enough, as we just mentioned a little while ago, you're looking for that pop off of the top side of that support, as you mentioned. Also, if you drew out that small harmonic we just talked about, your target's going to be that area 193.30, which you've already crossed, and then from there you're looking at 595.09, which is going to be your 236 off this retracement from the high to the low, and you find your support above this trend line. So right now it looks good for continuation back up to at least 595. Try to reverse this whole situation. So that would have been your spot for calls if you were back into it or trying to catch the knife. We took a play this morning in Tesla on the Discord. Great play, wound up being about a 60% play. Right prior to this whole drop off on the market, we caught it on Tesla. We were able to catch it from 405, 406, all the way up to our target right at 415.50. I mean, like, it was to a T. Got out right up, just about 20 cents shy. We had 414.33 today. We were able to catch that move this morning right at open for several different reasons. Great play, made some money on it, then got out right at our target. Playing off this little Adam and Eve situation. I know I got a lot of you guys know how I get down with these brush tools, so I do want to make that distinction. There it is here, V and U, right? Then we got the news at 10 o'clock, right at the top, and then this thing's obviously shot back down. 415 is about the old all-time high. Played this play right here, pushed it up above 402.96, got out here. Nice play, about 60%-ish on the weekly calls. Got out of it, obviously, once we got the news at 10 o'clock, and here we are treading water back below everything. But again, I do believe it's going to be a reversal on the market. That's just part of the game. They need the push down to happen to kind of cool things off. Makes sense for a chart perspective, makes sense for news reasons, and then in my opinion, it makes sense just to kind of reset the thing and reload the pistol that's going to take us back up to new all-time highs in the SPY, in my opinion. All right. And let's see what else we got going on. Unity, I don't know what it is, about $25. It really rejects $25. Lucid continuing on. FFIE had a little pop, pushed back down. So back to the conversation. GME. So GME has got to be the conversation right now. We are still awaiting some things to happen on GME side. We talk about it in Discord in the morning. This situation is getting really tight. Higher lows are continuing to happen. More and more comfortability being shown in the stock while it continues to rise up in this range. And they just don't like $32. They don't like it. But from a momentum perspective, this thing is prepared to run. Now, interestingly enough, we talked about it in the past that this thing has a end of runway on this ascending triangle that's been forming as I started off the stream here. I mean, we got out a little bit early, but this ascending triangle has been forming within this trading range. All right, prices continue to rise up no matter what, and it's just getting comfortable here. All right, $30 pretty much is like the new floor. It doesn't want to go to $20 anymore. It's the new floor. So eventually, like I mentioned before, the bulls are probably going to win this fight. Bears are going to just get chewed up until it continues to move up higher and higher and higher. And lastly, this runway would have ended somewhere around the 10th. All right, I have this little window of opportunity here. January 10th would be the end. Interestingly enough, I don't know if the conversation that Roaring Kitty was about Unity, if it was about GME, I can't call it anymore, but for the most part, it still lines up where this thing ends around like now, in the next little bit. So, and maybe we started early, but right now, it's at the end of the trend. There's nothing else besides upside from here because this thing is continuing to continuously make higher lows from this range. Once you break 33.50, next target 35.97 on the nose should hit, but it could get wild at that point. So I'd be looking for 35.97 as an area to be targeting, but that doesn't mean it'll stay there. It could run to about $40 very fast and then come back down, right? These GME gets violent in certain areas, but there is a move that's pending, right, based upon a lot of different reasons. So we're going to continue to watch it. You know, we've been paying attention to this thing on multiple different ways, watching the crosses, watching platinum crosses, watching momentum indicators, and so on and so forth. But, I mean, we came a long way, and this thing is far from over, in my opinion. But just be careful with these contracts because they are being just damaged, right, by theta decay. So watch out with those short dates. And what is going crazy over here? All right, hold on a second. The inbox and Discord is going nuts. What's happening? 10:37. What was that? 11. Oh, this is sweeps. Who's sweeping? What time is it right now? 11:05. Golden sweeps. Okay. NVDA 162 calls. NVIDIA 162 calls. NVIDIA 162. 2 million. 1.25 million. 1.37 million. So they're putting big money on NVIDIA right now. Well, let's go back to NVIDIA. That was what was going off like crazy. So let me find out. We hit that 140 mark, I'm assuming, right? Because they're all coming in right now at 140. Let's find out. John, if you're here, what are you seeing on that? Just curious. Because I just saw like a bunch of money get dumped on NVIDIA. 1, 2, 3, 700K, 900K, 260K, 845K, 1.74 million. All of these for 160 strike on NVIDIA for, actually one of them is wild. This one is for this week. That's crazy. Okay. 221 expirations, 221. So it's a couple weeks out. Looking for 160 strike. I'm looking at least, I don't know, $10 million worth of calls just went in on this thing for NVIDIA. All right, I guess that was the bottom. Let's find out. Once again, appreciate everybody here stopping in. Could have chosen to be anywhere else. Here with me, totally appreciate you. Make sure you like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. Share this on X. Get some folks up in here. Looking to still hit this goal of 1,000 folks in the on the follow here as we continue to try to do this thing. But let's see what we got going on. So it all seemed those calls all came in right here. All right. So notice where they all just started ringing off on my alerts. It went back and it touched the retest of the descending broadening wedge. Right. Just kind of what we talked about a minute ago. Hide the indicators for a moment. So $10 million worth of calls just came in for 160 strikes just now at the retest of the descending broadening wedge. This makes me interested in probably getting something around that number because I do believe NVIDIA is getting ready for the push finally to somewhere in that 180 range. So I like that. I'm going to probably see about following along. All right, so if anybody here is in the Discord, if you heard that, let's keep a look at that. I'm looking at higher. Okay, yeah, you see it, right? So, John, I mean, it may be something to consider. Let me find out, because that's a perfect retest of the descending broadening wedge. All right, let me double check this real quick. What are they going for? Bear me just a moment, folks. Need to consider this because it's moving right back up very fast. All right, that's perfect. Okay. All right, 1 minute, folks. Again, appreciate everybody being here. Bear with me while I just get this all situated on this position. But that was a sell-off this morning. It's turning around quick. Wow. We're going to follow some of this big money, man. So, guys, if anybody here is on YouTube, you guys are hearing it live. Opportunities at the doorstep. What are you going to do with it? All right, 1 second here. Now, you don't have to hold for the moon. Right? You don't do that. But opportunity. Opportunity is all we need. Let's see. Yeah, they put in 160s, man. All right, well, we might do 160s. Forget that. Why did I not? Because I believe 180 is on the way very soon. One moment, folks. So I'm gonna see if I can get filled at the bid on these. I'm going for 160s for next for February. I'm going in with these guys. All right, let's do it. All right, folks, I just want to make sure we got that all situated. I mean, they just dropped like $10 million. I mean, come on. Like, seriously. I'm not going to not do something about that. All right. Anyways, back to this. Let's take a look and see what my fibs here just off of this area. Because kind of retesting, holding the golden pocket off this drop down. I'll see if I can get filled at the bid. The one is at here at current all-time highs. All right, double top. Retest of the descending broadening wedge. All right, let's see if we can fill at the bid here in a second. It's hot, but let's find out. Do that. Just take a fib here from low to the high in this range. Second, 145, 140, 28. All right, right here. I'm gonna stop here for a second. Bro, VRDN, guys. Damn, should have copped up on that. The RDN is about to break out. All right, so watching it. All right, so did I get filled? I didn't get filled yet. Man, this thing is moving like crazy. All right. Bear me just a few minutes, folks. Just getting some things situated. Okay. All right, so I'll post that in a second here, guys. But anyways, back to what's going on here elsewhere. I'll post it in the chat room, Sherry, and in the Discord chat room. Check it out. I just dropped them in there. If you didn't catch it. Okay, so anyways, Let's go to VRDN real quick. Take a look. VRDN is about to break out. If anybody's interested in this one, this thing is ready to go, man. I was talking about this morning. Okay, no problem, no problem. And create. Now again, it doesn't have to actually get up there, but if you start seeing some profits, start thinking about it. But I do see 180 happening on NVIDIA very soon, at some point in time in the future.
Make more of what's yours.
Okay. All right. Sorry about the delay, folks. Just getting things situated here. All right. Cool. I'm back to normal. All right. So this VRDN play. Damn. All right. So as far as this is concerned, probably should have got something on this thing. I'm kind of regretting it now. I saw this thing at $19. All right, so at $19, this looks like it's about to start to break out. I think they got a wide spread though. All right, so I did get filled on this NVIDIA's, folks, in Discord. I'll get you my my details on this thing. Hold on a second. All right, I'll post it in the trades as well, so you guys have it in the trade section on the Discord. Oh boy. All right. So yeah, that's a hell of a move on this. So anyways, back to VRDN. You may want to check this one out, folks, if anybody's interested in a therapeutics play. All right, hopefully this adds some value. Right, we're here, we're talking and having conversations. But I'm watching this one here for a breakout of this downtrend probably in the next day or two. By next week, high possibility to get to double digits on this thing. So if you want to take a look at it, do your own research on this one. All right, check it out, see what opportunity may be available. But I do see a great opportunity for a break to the upside that's going to be pretty aggressive, probably a 100% play off of just the shares, right? Probably into this $35 to $40, $50 range in the next little bit. It's a therapeutics company, so do be mindful. The healthcare sector is a little bit wicked when it gets to these price movements. But this makes me a little more comfortable because it's over $1 billion in market cap, and you also have a $20 price tag, which is much better than seeing those low price tags like around the $1 range that you get with these types of companies. So great opportunity in my opinion. Hopefully this works out for you. Want to always try to add some value somewhere for somebody if you're paying attention to it. But watch VRDN, shares, calls, whatever you'd like to do. But you're waiting for a break of this downtrend, which has been established ever since 2014. All right, so do watch this. You break this, there's not much likelihood that you stay down much longer. All right, so pay attention to this particular stock, Viridian Health Therapeutics. All right, go back here. All right. Elemental Elevation, what's happening, my friend? I like that. I like that. That's a good name. Good name. Here for the hip hop. Oh, okay, Jason, what's going on? You changed your name. Well, welcome back, my friend. I like the name. I like the name. That's a dope one. 242. All right, good stuff, man. I like it. Good stuff. Yeah, it looks nice, man. I gotta say, they should probably start setting off in a little while. That's actually a very safe one, John. I think that's a good one to go to. OPEX, you really can't miss. But nah, it's gonna move quick, man. I like it. All right, let's do it. 140, 180, SPY. Let's do that. Alex, my man, welcome back, my friend. Welcome back. Zom, been a minute. Glad to be back in the chat. Yes, sir. Always a pleasure, man. One of the OGs. You've been around for a long time, man. So always appreciate you stopping in, man. Happy New Year. It's been a little while, but back to it, man. Never stop. We'll take a look at XOM. How's that doing right now? All right. Little sunbeams for everybody. So XOM is looking nice. Such a positive song. Alright, I gotta redo this chart. I haven't really charted in a long time, just holding it long. But let's erase everything and start from scratch. Why not? Remove drawings, 29 drawings. Okay. Alright. XOM with the big run up ever since COVID on the weekly, which is where I really started getting into XOM around the $60 range. In a couple of days I'm playing with you. Okay. All right, Don, whenever you're ready, man, we're here. Whenever you're ready. We are here, man. Let's see what's going on here. Other than that, all right, so we have this move on XOM. Let's take a look at the monthly chart because this goes back a long way. Shout out to everybody that's been holding oil. The oil plays for the long haul. But let's just make sure we got everything. I haven't looked at this chart in a minute. So let's take a look and see what it's actually looking like. All right, I have some support here for the long time frame. Monthly. I'm getting an idea of lay of the land again, see where it could potentially go. All right, you have this rising wedge kind of happening here. All right, you have a little bit of support that you've been holding up against here, roughly around $98. All right, if you get down that low, obviously it's going to be a buy because you have support that's been established. It's a pretty healthy established amount. I think we actually hit this back in February 2024. It's about a year ago. Up here, from a long-term perspective, you have a wedge that looks like it's been built on the monthly. All right, again, a broadening top pattern. All right, broadening top pattern. Lows and highs off of the end of the schematic in this situation. So we'll take a look at this as a extension, not a retracement, extension. I'm going to go from the low all the way to the high, back down to the low. Get an idea of where you're potentially going to go in time, but this is ultimately what you're looking like in time. All right, you're probably going to head up to the next level, be about the 382 over time after you complete this ascending or this broadening top pattern in the monthly time frame. This is just the monthly, so something to pay attention to. But you have a little bit of movement happening here. Kind of an A, a B, a C, a D with a partial decline. Next move would technically be, based upon how this pattern moves, you, again, just being aware of how the pattern moves and, again, familiarizing yourself with how the patterns go. Once you get to a partial decline, which is set up, it looks like about here, around 108 or so, you get a push back up, a break, a retest, and then you move on to the next level. Now, this is a little higher than what I just wrote up, but you get the idea. That's pretty much the concept. Probably be somewhere in that 149 to 150 range over time. But that's, again, the lay of the land, so we at least know what we're dealing with in a shorter time frame. Let's go back here. All right, cool. So let's go back to the daily. What are we doing in this again, this compressed area? Shorter time frame. There's a downtrend, bouncing off of it, pushing back up. All right, man, what's going on? Welcome back. Who else? Eric, Welcome back. Happy New Year, folks. I don't think I've seen you guys, so Happy New Year. Welcome back to the stream. Always appreciate you. And everyone else, once again, hopefully you guys hit the like and subscribe button while we go through all of this like we normally do. All right. Share this on X. Get some folks in here trying to hit this 1,000. NVDA taking off. So if you guys did benefit off that conversation, generally these particular trades get reserved for Discord, but you heard me talking about it. We picked up those calls, and this thing is ringing off again. Hold on a second. There's money being dropped on NVIDIA, bro. Holy goodness. All right, 221s. Another, like, how much is this? Another, I'm seeing another 1.86 million, 500,000. There is money going in NVIDIA. So if you guys picked up, we picked them up right pretty much at the bottom already. Right off that retest. So if you folks were able to catch that, we should be benefiting a little bit off of this. All right, I mean, that was clutch. So now these calls are going up like crazy, and there's a big money getting dumped on these NVIDIAs around that 141 mark. So congratulations if you picked this up. I think you're looking real nice. But let me get back to Zom. I'm watching this in the corner of my eye. This would be another nice play after the Tesla play this morning. Congratulations, folks, in the Discord as well. You have the exact entries, and you know what time it is. Let's see here. Let's find out. So as far as this is concerned, we are looking like another push up off this move down. Here you go. All right. Downtrend, descending broadening wedge on the short term. Here. Your target is going to be the golden pocket at 117 on the daily. Let's go to the 4-hour. Once you get above 109.41 here, Alex, you're looking for a move to about 112, the 382 test. So right now it looks really good. You want volume to start to continue to increase, like it is. It's kind of showing us increasing volume at this point. So right now it looks good for a move to at least 110. What I would do is probably hold for like a week out, hold 110 calls. That's what I would do. I would just hold them and rock. I mean, it's already up unless you're already in the play. I mean, you should be fine, and depends on how much time you got. But overall, I do think that at this point you're starting to head back to the upside. Once you get above the 0.236 on this retracement, within this descending broadening wedge, I'm looking at somewhere about 109.41 to 236, and ultimately about 110 to 382, about 112. But on the long term, this thing looks like it's eventually going to get up somewhere into that 150 range. So depends on what you're trying to do. But we're looking good. We're looking good. Now it's going to be interesting around this time of year. Around this time of year, number one, it's cold. Number one. Number two, well, it's winter time in most places anyway. In certain areas, I don't know where we're tuning in from, but where I'm from, it's cold right now. We had a snowstorm last night. All this nonsense, so dealing with that. So, but as far as this is concerned, bouncing off this range, I mean, you have obviously situations that are macroeconomic that may be involved in the situation with gas, oil, all that good stuff. Pay attention to Brent oil or Brent crude. That'll give you an indication. Start charting that out so you can see what potentially could be happening with this sector on the long term. But this right now, from a chart perspective on just XOM, in my opinion, you continue to go up. You know, you'll probably continue to hit areas such as, again, 110-ish, 111, 112 in the short term if you have calls. But this is a great spot for calls, in my opinion. So you're looking good, my friend. All right, so let's go back to NVIDIA. NVIDIA. Heavy, sharp downtrend off that sell the news situation, but I think it's all going to turn around really, really soon. Let's see here. Oh man, NVIDIA, it's back above the golden pocket. Yeah, it's going to turn around quick. 145. You have February calls? Yeah, you're just fine. You're just fine. 110, you hold 110 February, it'll go up to 120. Probably much higher than that. But you're looking for the golden pocket touch. All right. Well, off this particular pattern and in this time frame. All right. You're going for, again, you have support on the bottom end. And then now you're looking to turn around and go at least touch that 115 as high as about 118. I wouldn't hold past that. But once you get above cleanly 109.41, I think you're just fine. All right. What else we got going on? How's the SPY recovery looking? All right, SPY recovery is now back down to about 592, having a little trouble getting above the creek line, as is NVIDIA, which interestingly enough, NVIDIA looks just like the SPY. Crazy. So not all of it is behind, is all information. All right, a lot of it, some of it is NVIDIA as well. I mean, they sold the news, right? NVIDIA had that event last night with Jensen speaking, so there was a lot going on that front. But we'll see. All right, what do we got here? 593. Let's go back to GME real quick to see what's moving on that front, and then we'll take a look at AMC. AMC is always a topic of conversation. Let's see what's happening there, man. Let me go and skip this track because this thing is going to stay on and repeat for like the next hour and a half if I don't do something about it immediately. Love the track, but yeah, we can't just stay in one spot. We got to move forward. Onward, folks. Onward. Upwards, onwards. Up out of here. Let's move on. Bear me just a second. Language assignment. We'll let this play for a second.
Why can't you stay?
Just get out of that situation. Eric, you talk about Fubo. Did you get that Fubo play early, or did you are you chasing it? Just curious, Eric. Oh man, that Fubo play was just one for the books. Can AMC get some news like that? I would love to hear some news like that, like really soon. That'd be really nice. But Fubo, I mean, it just got started, the way it looks anyways. I mean, it's a big move, but it doesn't look like it's over yet. I mean, that's a major downtrend break. Yeah, all the looks of it in advance. I mean, we could have seen it from a chart perspective. It just, bro, it just happened at the right time. All right, just the right time. I mean, can you get all the way up to about $10? This is very possible. 236 is up here at $10.62. You already broke the 0.16. This is at 497. It's very likely you can go up there at $10. That is wild to me, man. Amy, when Amy, when? Let's see. Let's find out here. The short term. I mean, on the short term, it looks like you might have a little retracement back down to about $4 and change. You probably already got it. Like you had 523 this morning. I mean, for now, you got to kind of hold on. I can't say anything more than that. It's you know, be careful chasing. If you're getting it now, it's a different story. But and see what you said into your mention back to see when you got in this thing. But this could go to $10. I mean, it's very likely actually. I like how the EMAs are starting to curl upwards. You have this top side resistance here roughly around 647. So you start breaking 647, you're going to go up much higher. Volume is a little bit of a volume divergence here. All right, so do pay attention to the volume. But if you get above 627, volume will step right back in. So be careful with it if you're trying to get it now. But for the most part, this doesn't look like it's finished yet. It just started. All right. So you're watching $6.27, somewhere around there. If it gets a higher low and a lower high, then you need to be a little concerned, because then you do have the price moving upwards while the volume is moving down. It's very short data, so it's not much to really go off of at this point, besides the fib levels, which are showing that this thing could go much higher. If you start getting a retracement here, you can do a fib retracement from the bottom to the top. Again, somewhere in that 494 range, 454, somewhere in this range, which is obviously already hit. You just want these areas to hold. But I would look for, if you start failing here, I'd look for a move back all the way down to about $4.94, about $5 flat. That would kind of double top you right here. This would be technically a double top if that happened. But for now, it's still a little early to call. All we have is the pre-market and post-market moves to really go off of. I mean, but if we look at this from this idea from a wave perspective, on the short term, this could have been your 1. 2 could have been back here. This could have been number 3, number 4, number 5. This could end it off here. It's possible. But right now, you kind of got to wait and see what happens next. From a longer term perspective, because this is a daily breakout or a weekly breakout off that downtrend, like I mentioned before, you're looking at this bigger play off of this move, this Adam and Eve that happened way back when. You could potentially go up to about $10. So you're in a range. Short term, long term, depends on how you're playing. But those are the 2 options. You're either going to come back down and come back and retrace back to about $5, or you'll break 627 and continue on toward the trek all the way up towards about $10 or in the next little bit. So watch out. You chasing? Made some profit on SPY break drawdown? Okay. All right, good stuff. Well, yeah, careful with the chasing. Careful with the chasing, man. Those big moves like that, I mean, you can get them. You can make them happen, but you got to be quick. We've done it before several times, but you got to be quick, you know, because again, you want to be in this position. This is why we talk about constantly knowing the lay of the land more importantly than actually, you know, catching the move after it's happened. Because by the time you read this, it's too late. Shout out to Drake. Right. So, everybody knows that album. If you're reading this, it's too late. You know what I'm saying? So that's the point. You want to kind of have an idea or a working understanding of what's already in place, and then you look at the chart for a potential entry, not basing it off of what's already happening, and then you're looking and looking to getting in. You don't want that, because it'll put you in a position to potentially lose. It'll bring your opportunity down. So you want to be in position before it happens, and then you just give yourself the time for the thing to play out. So yeah, careful with that, man. But other than that, it looks good. It doesn't look bad. I mean, but again, at some point, this stuff is going to die out. And it actually looks like it's starting to die out as we speak. So again, this looks like it may go down to about $5 because it didn't break. There was that divergence that showed itself just a minute ago. And if it was a short-term Elliott wave, that would have been a quick 5 count off the move from yesterday. And now you're looking like they're going to possibly come back down to $5. So we'll see. But be careful. All right. Always appreciate everybody stopping. Always appreciate the questions, conversations, all of that. It hopefully helps and provides some value to someone out there who's watching it in one way or another. And as I like to say, providing some value, some conversation, or at least, at very least, some entertainment while we look at these charts and do our thing. All right. All right. Cool. Bang, what's happening? Welcome back, man. You're looking at BTC. Yeah, BTC had a move. Has been having some moves since the weekend, right? SPY going back down to 592. Let's find out what happens next. But let's take a look at BTC, see what's happening on that end. Roblox made moves. 11:30. Okay. All right. 4% down on SPY on BTC. Okay, what else we got in here? Anybody put anything up? A lot of repeated hits sending fill. Yes, exactly. So they're just like, this is bullish, man. I mean, it doesn't look like it at the moment, but it's a back test. All right, back tests are bullish on NVIDIA. On any stock, it's a back test. Good stuff, man. Good questions. Good questions. Thank you, John. Let's go back here to the chat. Braveheart, welcome back, my guy. Waiting for the moon ship. It's coming. All right, let's look at Bitcoin real quick. So Bitcoin, and move the stack for a minute. Let's go just to Platinum Cross. And we'll do the daily. It's more important. I mean, the longer time, again, Bitcoin moves every single day. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. That's what it does. So we got to look at it from a daily perspective. I mean, Bitcoin has been doing the thing for a little while here. 100,000 is a big psychological level. We always knew it was going to be a spot. From a chart perspective, it lines up pretty well. All right, this extra hit. Let's see, at 108, we kind of knew that would be a midline test. Dropped us back down, but we're at the end of the schematic on this situation. I believe once we start to hit that area and start continuously making higher lows, I do believe we will hit 130-ish. All right, that's still the target. All right, it's still up here, 129.98 if we start making new all-time highs. What I'm seeing here short term, though, got to keep in mind, we kind of have this little bit of a head and shoulders happening. A little bit. All right. Also, we got to keep in mind this little tweezer top situation that's happening right now as we speak. This guy here. Well, let me clean that up. But that guy there is not the best look. That's not what you want to see in a situation. That means that sellers want to try to step in to confirm a head and shoulders and try to push it down. Your neckline is all the way back here at 91,000. We don't want to see that, which is something I was watching for the monthly. All right, the monthly chart was starting to look like a shooting star. Still kind of almost did, but we have a wick at the bottom, so we can't call it a shooting star just yet. But so far, it's been holding together. And it's been just like holding stagnant, holding steady. Oops. Go back to, where is that BTC? Got rid of that accidentally there. BTC. Boy, 1 second, folks. Lost it. Ideally, for bulls, you want to stay above 98,000. You just want to. And so far, for the 30-minute, you're holding above the 30-minute creek line, which is interesting and important. Doesn't mean it's going to actually play back to the upside. What it means, though, right now, you have some buyers trying to step in to kind of save this thing from dropping below 98,000 too much. But you have some bearish pressure. All right, sellers came in, try to push this thing down. It is kind of dwarfing the buy pressure that came in. This is why you have a little bit more downside than you do the upside on a 30-minute chart. All right, but this can also mean you have now bottomed out, and now you're starting to turn around based upon the end of the trend that's been established, the downtrend. So you want to see buying pressure start to step up from this range on a 30-minute, but again, not as important as what we're looking at on a longer time frame, and more importantly, on Bitcoin, the daily. All right, so we're watching for this situation. You don't want this neckline to break. You don't want 91,000 to break, because if you do, you're going much lower, and that would suck. All right, that would probably be, the market probably would look bad at that time, or whatever the case may be. But what we probably want, if you're bullish on the market in general, you want to see this 98,000 hold. I'll start to reverse this head and shoulders, kind of like NVDA is doing, kind of like what the SPY started to do yesterday and so on, which is not benefiting much from that now. But you want to see the reversal and invalidation of this head and shoulders is happening as we speak, if you're bullish. Now, from a momentum perspective, you have things that are on your side that are showing you that's probably what's going to happen. All right, the trend cycle is starting to move to the upside, so things do look positive on that end. But we got to give it more time to play out. I mean, it's in a range. So as a range is building, we're just looking for signs of a potential breakout of a range. And once you break out, then we'll know the truth. But right now, that range is between 91,000, a midline of about 97 to 98,000, and a top side of about 103, 100,000 and 300, somewhere in this range. So this is ultimately the range you want to see ourselves break out of for us to start to see either a move up or a move back down. But this is it. At the end of the day, for the time being, we're technically still bullish. Trying to reverse the entire downside pressure, trying to reverse its head and shoulders, and trying to recuperate back above 100,000. Once it does, we might be in a good spot. All right. I'm leaning more toward bullish stuff. I mean, I don't think this is not by a long shot. New all-time high soon? Maybe. All right. Once again, appreciate everybody stopping in. You could choose to be anywhere else, but you're here hanging out. Going over a couple of things here on this. Braveheart says when? The magic question. All right. When? Well, the when, I believe, is like probably about a week. I know it's always next week. Everybody says, oh, it's next week. It's 2 weeks. 2 weeks. But I mean, it's not me. It's the market makers. They're holding everything down. They're dropping the market. They're slowing down the progress. Every time we make progress, we're consistently making higher lows on GME. And I believe as GME starts to recover above and hold above this $32 level, it's only a matter of time now. All right, this thing is gonna have a big move, and it's just getting comfortable up here. That's the big thing. It's comfortable up here, which has been the problem. Right? It's never really been comfortable anywhere. Right? I can't even see it. There's no other time in GME's like history where it's been comfortable. It moves around a lot. You don't get these real long periods of consolidation on GME. It might just be out of nowhere. John, you're absolutely correct. I think it's gonna just pop. I mean, with these consolidation periods, let's see how long this was. This is conversation, right? December 22nd. This is about a 4-month period of consolidation, but you had a major pop here, pop down. So this is a consolidation period. Actually, let me use this box. It's probably a little easier. That's probably one area where it was the longest held back, and even then you got a squeeze move. It was a massive. It may not look anything like anything from this range, but from bottom to top at that time would have been a 45, almost 50% move, 45% move. That's pretty substantial. All right, maybe it was earnings. I don't know what took place back here, but that's probably the only consolidation period you really ever had on GME on a daily perspective, outside of right now, this long. All right, and the difference between this and this is that we're making higher lows every single day, right? Every single week on week, we've been making higher lows over and over again. So there is a difference, but GME doesn't really get comfortable much. It's just high volatility. So I mean, maybe you can make an argument for around here. But this broke downwards. All right, broke down, but that was also the setup for the squeeze. So in reality, there's the only other times. Let's see if there's any other places I can really find a spot where this thing held outside of more recently, which is here off the market, because it does. But even this was erratic. All right, this is erratic. It also is making lower highs ready for a larger squeeze move. Right. So if we look from this perspective, this was, you can't really call this a consolidation period because it was compressing. All right, it's compressing, getting smaller and smaller for a big breakout, which is what we got back at the end of October. But this has just been continuation and getting more and more comfortable. All right, but other than that, there's very few spots on GME where this has actually been the case. The only other place, I'm gonna say it again, all right, which we've probably all been looking at over and over again. This is the only place that this has been happening. This has happened in the past. You guys know what it is. We're gonna talk about it because that's what we do. It's back again here. We gotta go back here. You have to. Just in this range. That's it. Other than that, GME doesn't do this. Nowhere else in the chart does it have these periods of just long holding. So it's gonna have this move. I just don't know what it's gonna look like. But ultimately, you're gonna go up. There's no way this doesn't go up. Unless it's just manipulation and something crazy happens. Well, again, like I mentioned, they got to blow up the offices over there. Then you go down. But if they don't do that, this is going up, man. There's no other way to see it. But it's going to happen when it's going to happen. Right? You can't do anything about it. Just like no news, just like we saw yesterday, it just pops up from $30 to $34 in a day. All right, that's how it goes down. All right, there was nothing that would have told us that was going to happen on GME besides, we saw it a little bit on the chart a few minutes in advance, but we couldn't have known that it was going to happen right at that particular point. But we are in at least the vicinity to have an understanding that's going to probably happen in this range, based upon how past history is going and based upon what it's looking like from a comfortability perspective, as well as a resistance perspective at $33, and it's the higher lows. This is continuously happening over and over again within this range. And it all comes to an end at about January 10th, right? Which is, if Roaring Kitty's tweet was right, if he was talking about GME rather than talking about Unity, he's been calling January 9th, which we happen to be closed on, by the way, which I think is also pretty interesting to, nobody could have known President Carter was going to pass away, or, we're going to be doing that. But it's just eerily weird, right? It's just a weird thing. But once you get out of this range, I mean, this at the very latest, right, if we continue to hold this trajectory, which is even more weird, this would end if we don't do it by the 10th. This ends on January 27th, 2025, which is even crazier to me now, right? That'd be nuts, because that would be exactly 4 years later, right? I mean, it's not me. It was on the chart while I got here. I didn't put this here. I'm not making up I'm just seeing it. So hopefully, I don't know, man. It's getting crazy out here, but just prepare yourselves, folks. We don't know how it's gonna go down, but something's gonna go down. All right, so just be mindful, folks. But hopefully this is helpful in some way, add some kind of value somewhere, because we're at the doorstep, folks. Just get yourself in position. Start if your space suit's been a little wrinkled or whatever because you've had it in the closet for a little while, we might want to bring that back out. Steam it, get prepared. It's looking real good out there. It's looking real nice. So that's that, folks. Let me go and pull up my chat box once again in case I missed anything. This is even more weird, man. We're in that range. But like I mentioned before, we're in the same time frame as where we probably would have been back then, somewhere in that location. Let's see. I know you're out of AMC, man. So I totally understand. I know you switched up. All good. I mean, I can't fault you because it's AMC stuff, bro. GME still sitting on the $4 billion and no insider buying. M&A in the works, bro. Jason, I think you've been calling this for a minute. The M&A. Yeah, something's happening. They're gonna do something with that money. Some news is coming. Something's gonna happen. It's on the way. All right. Let's hope for the best on this thing. But watch the contracts. That's the only thing. Watch the short dates. Give yourself time. I know it may be more expensive. Give it time though. If you can get something, give it some time to play out. Or roll, like a great opportunity yesterday, came out to roll. I mentioned this in Discord. I'm like, it might be an opportunity, but there's a consolidation period. But we need to see about getting out of this range. All right, 33.50 is the final number, in my opinion. Yeah. Let's see what's going on. Let's take a look at AMC real quick because we need to start talking about that before we start wrapping it up a little bit. But AMC has AMC is just a mishmash of a chart nowadays. Hold on a second. Let me move a couple of things. AMC, I'm still seeing AMC turn around. It's just gonna take longer than people think. GME is still a thing, all right, and which still you could obviously see when GME moves up, AMC moves up. If GME is gonna get a volatile move, which we can clearly see is gonna happen, AMC will get a move too, but it may not be to the extent of what GME is going to get it when it does happen. The good thing about AMC right now is it's back in range for a move. That's just using the platinum strategy, the EMA setup, the SMA setup. Right now we technically have bottomed for the time being on AMC, which is roughly around that 386 level. From a volume perspective and all of that. All right. AMC is gingerly making its way back up. This is why I keep posting the little eyeballs and stuff like that. I know people, I don't know, you post a chart like that, you say something positive, you might get four likes, but you post the AMC with eyeballs, you get 200. And it is wild, but I totally understand why. Because everyone's looking. So either way, either they're not they're bearish or bullish, everyone's still looking. In this case, 406 again is still a very major level on AMC. Has not ever stopped being a major level. So I'm gonna go and add my levels back on this thing. Give me 1 second. There's so much on AMC, bro. I mean, they really beat the stock up, man. I wish I could just. Man. All right, give me 1 second, folks. All right, the flashing lights on. All right, cool. That'll work. Yeah. In this case, I mentioned in the past, we're working towards what we need to have happen. It's a platinum cross on the 6-hour chart. That is the one. That's the one that sends this thing. All right, notice this purple line. Notice the goal line. This has only happened on squeezes. That's it. When we started to move to the move on at 550, we had it briefly, and they killed it immediately because they knew what that meant. That was squeeze. Adamara knew. Oh, wait, Platinum Cross is coming in. Hold on. Dilute. That's what happened. So, but in order to start to gear up for that, just keep it simple. We're gonna use a 2-line setup, nothing more, nothing less, for the time being. This is more to it than this. However, just want to use an example, being above this purple line and bouncing off the purple line. That's a good start. Okay, you want that, and then you want to eventually break above the creek, which is this yellow line, come back down, and then break above it one more time for the cross to start to take place. And then once the cross happens, you get a shot. This has only happened on a couple different time frames. All right, but so far, I just want to point out that this is positive because, again, we are now crossed back above this purple line. Notice this purple line. Price is now bouncing off the top of the purple line. That's a great sign, a great start. Above 406 and above the purple line. We want to start getting back above 418, back above 426. 439 is a major area. And also, because the creek lines are also moving in a downward fashion, because again, it's based off of moving averages to the downside, as price continues to rise up, you want to meet somewhere in the middle. But once this 6-hour cross happens, you get volatility. Right? Only in a couple different areas has a 6-hour platinum cross ever happened on AMC. Right? This is one of them that just took place when we called the 540 move, 550 move. All right, we've had it there. We've had it. We didn't even get it on Judge Zern. All right, we didn't even get it at that time because, again, that happened in after hours and really count. We've got it on the ape squeeze. All right, when ape was first introduced, we got it there. All right, that ran up. Once it runs down hard. It's kind of like what we experienced recently. We got on the March squeeze. Runs up like crazy. Came back down. They beat you into the ground. They don't like you doing that. The same way we just experienced recently. So outside of that, once it broke down back here, that's a different story. They beat us down all the way into the ground. But other than that, the only other time you got that was in January. January 2021 was the only other time you had a 6-hour platinum cross that squeezed you up this way. June squeeze was a continuation of what already took place here. All right, so you got to keep that in mind. This is nothing more than a continuation. So the real squeeze was back here in January. January was the squeeze. This was a continuation move on AMC back in June. All right, it's another break of a downtrend and continue to rise you up. Again, that's also indicative of the volume. Much bigger volume back here as opposed to what happened back here. The only interesting part, which is going to be continuously interesting, as much as, very interesting from a volume perspective. Just want to point this out since we're talking about volume, is the fact that at a much lower price, technically speaking, volume.
It's a new year.
Give me a second here. We might as well talk about it since we're here. All right, give me 1 second. I mentioned this in the past in other videos and stuff like that. But since we're here, let's talk about it. From a volume perspective, this squeeze back in May made this look like chump change. All right, made January look like chump change. From a price perspective, we didn't feel it. But from a volume perspective, this is ridiculous. I mean, what is really behind AMC? This doesn't make any sense. So this is where manipulation idea comes into play. I mean, we're not going to go into that. That's a deep, dark hole we probably don't want to crawl through. But just look at this is like, Donatello's Pizza Shop versus the Eiffel Tower. Like, come on, like this is this is a big difference. All right. So this gives you an idea in terms of price versus volume. So something's obviously off here. But as far as the Platinum Cross is concerned, that's what we're waiting for on a 6-hour time frame. We are staying above 406 is very positive. We want to see that continue on this way. Hopefully we can continue to start to rise up. And from a momentum perspective, but once we get that again, I believe this will start to really make its way back upwards for a while. But we just need that work to be done. Is the downside opportunity still available? It is, because we're technically still in bearish territory. So there's only one person that can stop this. And we've said this a couple times. The name starts with the 2 A's, but I've officially turned it to a B. And that's how we're dealing with that, man. So anyways, it's looking good right now. To stay above 406, we have a chance. Stay with GME, we have a chance. Hopefully we get news, we have a chance. If it all works out in the right way, we may actually get some things happening. But for now, it is what it is. Keep continuing to hold the conviction if you have the conviction in it. We have a great spot to buy as a long-term hold still, in my opinion. So continue to do what you got to do. All right. Oaks, what's happening? Welcome back. Let's see. Iron Man, yo, what's this playlist from? This is I'm DJing this right now, man. I just go and put some things off top of the head, man. So if I'm feeling a certain way, I'll switch the track to something that actually fits. This is on YouTube. So YouTube is I'll literally type in a track that I want to hear off the top of my head. I'll punch it in. Instrumental. I don't want the words clicking, so they don't give me those strikes that they give on YouTube for playing copyrighted music. And I just flow like that. So that's all me, man. Many are called, few are chosen. That's good stuff, man, as usual. My man, appreciate it, bro. Did the market crash? All stocks are negative 5%. Juan, what's happening, man? Appreciate you stopping in. But as far as the market's concerned, there was some negative news that came out that caused everything to drop. Also, it was exacerbated further by GME coming down. So that's part. Excuse me, not GME. Wow. NVDA coming down. Sorry. After that double top updating all-time highs in pre-market after their event yesterday. So no, to answer your question, it's not a crash. It's just, a retracement and news overreaction to news, which happens a lot with SPY and the market. We'll see. Well, right now we're back down to 590. I don't know. It's looking crazy right now, but we'll see. Hopefully this knife catch works out nicely on GME. It's always news. It's always news. And it's always news when GME is about to squeeze or AMC is about to squeeze, one of the two. Oh, man. Always perfect timing. It never fails. We saw that move yesterday on GME. We all saw it. Out of nowhere, just blink of an eye, we just ran up like $4, almost 10%. Let's see here. But I think this is pretty much a wrap. EVgo. Okay. I think it's pretty much a wrap when it comes to GME, though. They're just gonna get eaten alive little by little. Little by little. And it's gonna continue to push up little by little until bears just give up and they let it go. Alright, anyways. Keep focus on this thing. Keep focus, keep focus, keep focus. As that young man Kodak Black used to say. His old tracks. Nothing else. For now. A little tunnel vision again, man. But it's back up. Alright. Other than that, gonna get ready to roll out. It's now 12 o'clock. I'm on the mic usually a 4-hour stretch between Discord, and not to mention we taking trades. Just entered 2 in today. Tesla this morning, which was a great trade. Worked out nicely, 60%ish before the market dropped like crazy, but got out of that alive and with profit, which is always a good day. Green day is always good. We also got into NVDA. Gonna rock those out for the major retest that we just got on the NVIDIA situation. And yeah, we had a great setup on that as well. I think it's a good opportunity, good spot to start to see some things over the next little bit as the market hopefully tries to recover in that 140 range back up to probably new all-time highs in my opinion. Also, we talked about the ExxonMobil move. I think, Alex, if you're still here, you're in on that. I think you should be up even nicer this morning. You crossed above 109.41, which should take you nicely up to about 110-ish. And you're looking at a 382 touch at very minimum with a high opportunity to get back toward the golden pocket somewhere around 118 to 120. All right. Good stuff on that. But other than that, folks, that's really all it is, man. We just want to pop in, say what's up, say what's happening, say hello to everybody as we continue to watch these charts get better at 1% every day, compound on that, and get things bigger and bigger. All right. Also, if you guys want to jump in with us on these winning trades that we've been taking like crazy over in the Discord, folks are getting better and better every single day on their trades. They just handle it on their own, right? We just go and we talk about it, we make sure things get done, learning and understanding how to do it on your own, because that's what it's all about. You basically can have a skill and have these things for the rest of your born life. All right. That's the whole point. It's not about what I do, it's about what you are able to do and the skill that you develop for yourself for the futures and years to come. All right, but also if you guys want to get down with that and also play along with us and also trade with us during the morning, I have the link in the description here on the Discord. Feel free to jump in with us, as well as it's also available in the description of this video, but I'm going to post it here on the chat box. All right, as we get this thing going, keep our tunnel vision, right? That's what it's about. Remember 1 second while I drop it in. But even if I'm not here, I'm on there every morning. So that's where you'll find me. Try to get on here as much as I possibly can. You know, it's work. You know, it's part of the game. Let me go and drop this in here. And Juan, I appreciate it. It's my first time seeing your name in the chat box, but do hopefully look forward to seeing you going forward. So hit the like and subscribe button. You know, share if this provide any kind of value to you as we continue to watch and grow on this whole thing together. Other than that, let me see, make sure I pin this. Jack, what's happening, man? Yeah, no way to keep uptrending the next 30 days without GME 1 and 2. Bro, that's exactly what we talked about. Jack, it's no way this uptrend continues like this. Somebody's gonna get destroyed, and it doesn't look like it's gonna be bulls. All right, there's only 2 times this is consolidated like this in an uptrend. It's either now or January 2021. That's it. In an uptrend like this, it's gonna blow, man. Something's gonna blow. It does not look like bears. This is what we noticed. Again, just want to show you real quick. You know, that's what we analyze, I should say. Periods of consolidation. Either you broke down. It's only very rarely that this thing is trade sideways. But there's only 2 spots where it's trade in a range and been going up consistently. It's just here and then January 2021. Those are the only times ever. All right, so
another reason to be a good driver is
so we'll see how that works out, man. But I'm looking for some positive things over the next couple weeks. But yeah, this is looking real nice, man. So congratulations. Hopefully this all plays out. Congratulate everybody now for when we do hit that moon. You guys are all looking good at that point in time. All right. But folks, I'm getting ready to roll out here, go get some lunch, get some things happening, move on to the next thing. I'll be watching all this stuff. If you're not following on Twitter, make sure you follow on Twitter as well. And yeah, keep the conversation going. If you again want to join us in Discord, the link is in the description, as well as in the chat box that's posted and pinned. All right, looking forward to seeing you guys in one way, shape, or form. Until next time, keep getting 1% better. Keep looking to buy back your time. All right, improve your opportunities, rescue that time from loss. You know, and do it like that. All right, so you can spend time with the ones that you love and improve everything around in your life. All right. Appreciate everybody once again. Like, subscribe, catch you on the next one. All right. Peace out.